Hey everybody, welcome to the weekly Magic News Update for November 12th, 2017 on the Leek. I'm John as always, and there was a ton of news this week, so we're going to jump right on in. During last week's update, the Pro Tour was still wrapping up, but with it wrapped up, now we can officially congratulate Seth Manfield for winning Pro Tour Exalan with one of the many variations on an energy deck, taking down Pascal Menard. A preview of a facelift to the Daily MTG site was announced. At the end of the month, dailymtg.com, the official homepage of Magic articles, coverage, etc., will be undergoing a change to try and make it a little bit more usable and more modern. I know people get very angry when websites change, but it looks like a positive change to me. There'll be more content both from Wizards as well as highlights of various content creators. Maybe I'll show up. We can hope, right? Embedded videos and live streams and more. Look for the update to hit at the end of the month, and look for Reddit to have absolutely ludicrous amounts of outrage when it happens. FTV Transform had its card list revealed. Last week we'd seen the 3 face cards, and the internet lit up with outrage that Liliana was the Flipwalker being shown. How dare they? Where was Jace? Well, in a bit of a surprise to even myself, every single Flipwalker is actually in this set, including the greatly desired Jace, Vryn's prodigy. Beyond the walkers and the other 2 cards that we already knew about, you also get a Garruk Relentless with new art, Archangel Avacyn, Arguel's Bloodfast, and boy did that get people angry, Arlen Cord, Bloodline Keeper, Gisela and Bruna of their meld varieties, and Elbrus the Binding Blade. As I mentioned last week, I'm excited about this set. I've pre-ordered mine, and a number of these will be replacing cards in my cube with a new foil version that I already have, or perhaps being added to the cube. It comes out in a couple weeks on November 24th. Wizards announced a promotion starting on Black Friday, November 24th, the day after American Thanksgiving. If you buy a box of Exalan, you'll get a special treasure chest version of the Buy a Box pack that started with the release of Exalan. You'll still get your 4 standard rares, 2 standard foils, which can include rares and mythics, and 2 foil basic lands with art by Rebecca Gay. Instead of the Burning Sun's Avatar promo, however, you'll get one of Exalan's flip cards in foil, but with an alternate art on the backside. The art is of the location of the site that's being discovered on that map of Exalan that we've seen online and that will be the store championship playmat. These cards look very cool, and I wish I had any way of justifying buying a box of Exalan, but unfortunately I don't. Very cool though. I'd love to have a set of these at some point, but I'm probably going to have to buy them individually at who knows how much of a price. Wizards announced another promotion, this time on Magic Online. In an article announcing Iconic Masters draft pricing and prizing, and the very cool addition of full foil and non-foil sets of Standard being added to the treasure chests, there was also an announcement of some Playpoint bundles that'll be available in the MTGO store from November 15th to January 19th. For $24, you can get 240 Playpoints. That's not very exciting. That's the usual value, although prior to this you never could actually purchase Playpoints, but that's what they were functionally worth as far as entry fees go and prizes. You can use this bundle of 240 points if you don't open it to enter an Iconic Masters draft, which would otherwise cost you 250 play points. So you do get a $1 discount. You can also buy bundles of 480 points and 1200 points for $45 and $100, introducing much higher discounts, $3 discount and $20 discount. Now, as somebody who's almost definitely going to be using 1200 play points in the next couple of months, it's almost a no-brainer for me to buy that bundle and save 20 bucks. So I'm doing it. Why wouldn't I? MTGO is not going anywhere in the next 2 months, and I'm pretty positive MTGO is going nowhere in the next several years, so it makes absolutely no sense for me to not just buy this. Now, this announcement did cause some problems. Since play points are used for entry fees, just like tickets are, this has significantly impacted the perceived value of tickets on MTGO. Card Hoarder, one of the biggest bot chains on MTGO, significantly cut their buy list prices for tickets. There was some backlash against this, but it does make perfect business sense to tighten up their buy list prices when something like this comes along and shakes up the economy, and who knows what's going to happen. They did eventually raise their buy list prices back up, but it is still lower than it was, as other bot chains have done as well. It'll remain to be seen if this is the massive issue for the economy that's been suggested, and something to definitely keep an eye on. As always, do not invest in Magic cards. Do not invest in Magic Online. If you ever make money, cool, that's great. But consider money that you spend on Magic Online or on Magic cards in general to be an entertainment expense that you have lost. It's gone. If it ever comes back, great, but don't ever expect it to. Finally, for this week's update, we got an unstable spoiler. We got to see an unstable card. 6 pieces of a giant card were sent out to a few content creators / websites around the world, or at least around North America. Over the day Friday, those creators revealed the cards, and they were pieced together to create Dog Snail Engine. Dog Snail Engine is an artifact contraption with no casting cost that says whenever you crank Dog Snail Engine, target player gains life equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. What does that mean? What does cranking mean? How do you crank it? Well, the back of the card isn't a magic back. It instead has some gears and says, start the game with a crank counter on sprocket 3. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control a contraption, move the crank counter to your next sprocket and crank any number of that sprocket's contraptions. What does that mean? I don't know. we don't entirely know. We're going to have to wait until tomorrow to actually get info on how cranking works and how contraptions works. It seems likely that whenever you assemble a contraption, however you do that, you'll attach it to one of these sprockets. If you'll notice, the sprockets actually have red arrows kind of pointing downward. So I think you put the card kind of on the left side or the right side or in the center. And then every 3 turns, its effect will activate when its sprocket gets turned or cranked. How exactly this works, how the contraption deck that's been mentioned works, etc., we'll have to wait until tomorrow to find out. But I'm super excited for this set and just to see how it messes up with the draft structure that I know and love. So that's going to wrap it up for today. Let me know what you thought of the Pro Tour and the decks that were shown there. What did you think of the FTV Transform announcement? Are you super worried about the MTGO economy? Do you like these play points bundles? Let me know about the unstable spoiler, your pet theories, etc. in the comments down below. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can find me on Twitter at the Mana Leek. That's L-E-E-K, like the vegetable, not the card. You can also find me at facebook.com/ShaManaLeek, twitch.tv/ShaManaLeek, and patreon.com/ShaManaLeek. If you do have any questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, see y'all next time.